introduce our guest speaker today. Really excited to have Acie Tran here. And Acie is a creative-driven entrepreneur with a background in IT and IM project management. He is an active filmmaker, photographer, professional DJ MC, podcaster, and actor where he fuses his passion in storytelling, personal development, and marketing. He contributes regularly to the community, including leadership roles in initiatives that raise millions and awareness for charities, including Make-A-Wish, United Way, Movember, and Run for Women. And on that note, I'll pass the mic over to Acie, and I know that him and his partner will be speaking today. Welcome.
Thank you, and welcome everybody, and thank you for having me be a part of this. This is amazing. Thank you for that great introduction. And again, just wanted to introduce my partner Tran, who will be doing the earlier stage of this presentation. But again, so what we do, we're a film and content marketing production shop. And we help to solve the problems that a lot of people have when it comes to trying to decide what types of content to create. Because it's no lie that video production is one of the most expensive forms of media that you can actually invest in. So we are here to help you with our expertise, to help you make better decisions on how to more wisely spend those dollars that you have, those precious dollars that you have that you put aside for marketing. So I'm actually going to defer to Tran first. I'm going to share my screen and share my my presentation so that you guys can see. And as you know, Tran is the business juggernaut. He's the resonance king. And I am more of the creative kind of like content kind of building kind of side. So we have a very interesting dynamic between the two of us. Tran, do you want
Boom.
to All right.
Rock and roll, guys. Let's rock this. So of course we hear about video, and I'm sure you've heard this, video's in, video's the future. You need to get into video. That's great. But you know what? This is what we've also heard. Video is too difficult. Video is too much work. Video is too expensive. I don't like to be on camera. So why do people actually feel this, right? There's many reasons, but of course, having done this for so long, most video content that appears to work seems to require high production and specialized skills. And another potential reason is people express that successful people on video seem to be natural in front of cameras, right? We like, as you can see, we like to go off screen so we're not staring at slides all the time, right? So it's just nice to connect in person like this. Virtually, I guess. So of course we have all these things, and how do we overcome this? There's like 1,000 ways to overcome things like video anxiety and just getting moved on. But before even talking about it, who are we and why are we qualified to answer this question? So let's start with a little bit about us. We're Nine Mile Creative, where creativity meets growth, and we have a kind of a philosophy around content. And before heading that, I kind of want to share like our value pillars. We're creatives at heart. Acie and I, we've done a lot of different things. I actually got into medical school in 1992. I ended up doing chemical engineering and accounting, and I could give you a bit more of my background before that. But on the outside, I accomplished a lot, but at the end of the day, I'm a creative at heart, and I've always loved being creative and just never put enough time into it. So from dance to music to film, we apply this love of creativity into impactful storytelling experiences for us that is core to our personal sense of purpose. And then we infuse this into creating powerful brands. We have over 40 years combined of being online. My chemical engineering project in marketing class became Canada's largest online directory. For those of you who grew up in Ottawa here over the last 40 years, you might have heard ottawakiosk.com. But what many people don't know is that it was Canadian kiosk, and we were in 26 cities. And we launched AutoCatch to 100 cities. We launched Health Genie in 9 cities. We launched conventions in 15 cities. So we had multiple online directories generating tens of millions of dollars through SEO and digital marketing. And then, of course, it includes video, and a lot of it actually was video and effective marketing. So we have been online for a long time. Video is our game. And I have been CMO for several companies. And even though I love being a CMO, I love video more. And as of late, the reason Acie and I came together is because we've done different things, and we've realized that, we love video. It's just a passion. We love film. We love storytelling. We love the personal development that is required. I said earlier, it takes time and to be comfortable. And that's a whole personal development journey, I find, to be comfortable on camera. And then, of course, our journey to joy, right? And we humbly share that joy was not always in our hearts. Like, we denied our truth, both Acie and I. We denied our calling. We took the safe route all the time. Like, if you were to Google either of us, there's information out there of things we quote unquote accomplished, but we don't like that. That's defined who we are. And 9 Mile Creative is our answer to that. Is that we love what we do now. We're all about creativity, and we're all about growth through creativity, personal and business, right? And so hopefully this is who we are. And if there's alignment, then we'd love to work with people who align with us. Right, Acie? Like, I know we talked about this.
I mean, like I've been a public servant actually for the last almost 12 years of my career, right? And there's no really safer route than that. And I love what Margaret Anna was talking about earlier about helping people grow their side hustle. Because for me, 9 Mile Creative, along with a lot of my other businesses, started as a side hustle too. And now it's incredible what we've been able to achieve, but it's very inspiring. And the inspiration that I've received in order for me to take this route is what we hope to share with our clients too, giving them opportunities to be involved in the creativeness of their own business and their own marketing, and helping them essentially fall back in love with their business by doing the marketing and growing their business in that way along with us, right? I know a lot of other video production agencies will go out there, you tell them what to do, they produce it to you, and maybe it resonates, maybe it won't, maybe you might be wowed by some of the content, but there is just something different when you have like a horse in the race, when you're actually in there hands-on, when you're acting on camera, when you're coming up with a lot of the strategy. And most of all, it comes from within, it comes from your heart. It comes from the basis of like exactly who you are, from your core values. And from there, we just feel like this entire immersive experience of working on the marketing for your business is almost unthinkable as to how much enjoyment can actually come out of this when you work together with us. See what we have up next year.
Essentially, we have fun if we align. So I want to kind of share with you some of the people we work with. And I wanted a range of clients so you could see. So College Shortcuts is our client in California, and she now she's in Houston, but she helps students get into Ivy League schools. And if you notice here, it's under 10,000 followers. And here's the interesting thing: even at 3,000 followers, she generates $3 million from that followership of 3,000. And a tidbit is she was generating 2 million the last 3-4 years, and then we increased her to 3. So she's hitting 5 million this year, just because of our work with her on TikTok and Instagram and short form content. We'll move to the next slide here. And so this is Psych to Go. This is guys out of Vancouver. He has the largest YouTube channel for psychology. And I want to bring this forth as I've worked with him since day one. We've taken it from 0 to 10 million as of to date, generates well over $15 million a year, this business. And the important thing here is some people don't want to be on camera. And my friend here, the owner, Ty, he didn't want to be on camera. So we created a faceless channel. So it's fully animated, right? And then the next one, I'll let Acie speak to our next guy. So he's go ahead, Acie.
Yeah, so this is Nigel Ng. He's actually a very famous comedian, up and coming. But even as I say he's up and coming, he started his channel actually at the beginning of the pandemic. And right now, as you can see, he's amassed over 6.5 million subscribers. So when he actually came to town to do his world tour, we were actually contracted to help him out. That's actually me right there pulling the tape off his face too. So I was able to act and to direct in this video. And it was amazing. And just getting a chance to learn a lot about him and his engagement strategy and his content strategy has taught us so much about where we can go forward with helping people with their personal YouTube channels. And that's just one channel of what we do. But as you can see, as of November 6th, and this was just updated a couple of days ago, we've already amassed 1.5 million views in just 2 days. It's probably well over close to 2 million views now. So incredible experience, so much fun. And like this embodies exactly what we want to do in the clients that we want to work with. I remember, David mentioning earlier, like he likes working with people that he likes to work with, right? that he likes. And that's what we're all about, right? We want to work with great clients that we have so much fun with, and we want our clients to be able to attract those same kind of clients as well.
Yeah, and so after this here, Yoga Cassandra, I don't know if anyone here does yoga, but she's right here in Ottawa, in Cumberland. She's a dear friend of mine. And also, we got into this all together 7.5 years ago, and we've seen 0 to 2.1 million subscribers. And this is a different type of video, so it's exercise. Majid, show of hands, has anyone met Majid yet? He's here in Ottawa also. And so Majid can't, I've seen him since day one, but he didn't have a TikTok channel. He tried by himself. Then he called me one day. He had only 100 followers. This was a Tuesday when we relaunched his channel. By the time we hit Friday, he had 100,000 followers. And just with this following alone, he also generates $1 million a year. And so again, I won't touch into the actual business model, but what I really want to focus here is when we work with people, we don't just want to create followings. We want to create followings that convert. We want to create an audience that converts. So I don't like to say 1 million followers and nothing comes out of their business. So, we constantly do testing, and the way we do content is creativity, authenticity, but with the idea of growing someone's business. Next slide, please. This is another individual out of Vancouver. She's an amazing copywriter. She was maybe, I think, 5,000 or 6,000 people when she came to us, and we worked with her for about 6 weeks now. And so from 6,000 to almost 190,000. In fact, she might have crossed 190K followers today, and she's also a 7-figure coach. Next slide, please. And the last we want to kind of share here is I come from a technology background. Acie has been working with process and tech, and we're really into it. We also work with a bunch of tech companies as well as founders. So Fellow is locally owned here, and so we work with them to build their YouTube channel, their online content for short form content, and even some branded videos. So they're an incredible group of people, and they're actually one of my favorite companies in the world. So that's why I had to bring them forth. Here's our little model, right? Content builds relationships. Relationships are built on trust, and trust drives revenue. As you can see, like, we're not just a bunch of film people, right? We want to grow businesses. Like, we want to see people build and make the impact they want to make and live the life they want to live through their business. And so I have a question for everyone right now, which is, true or false, is content king? Because we've all heard that expression, right? So you could put a 1 or 2, 1 for false, so 2, right? So the answer here is right there.
Yeah, just for the sake of time, I think we're just going to try to blow through these slides.
So content is actually not king, it's abundant. What you say, what everyone says right now is said everywhere in the world already. What I'm telling you today is said by someone else already. So what is king? Next slide. Resonance is king, right? And so if we want to pop the next slide again, resonance means your target audience feels understood. Right. And Michael Jackson is one of my favorite singers. He's my inspiration. And he said this one quote: "I hate it when I get credit for the songs that I sing, because these lyrics have been sung by thousands of voices before me. I have been chosen this lifetime by God to be the messenger of this message." Right. Because Michael Jackson made it resonate with someone like me. But what he says, everyone says, right? So, but there's 3 obstacles. Really, there's more, but I like to go with these 3 to resonance. And these are the 3 obstacles. First, we call it innocent arrogance, right? When it comes to content, business owners love to talk about their business. It's innocent, but it ends up being nothing important to your audience. It's just not important enough. Next, they squeeze too much info into a content or into a conversation, and it oversells, and people just don't know what you really do. Or the opposite, it's too broad. You kind of, hey, I'm a health practitioner. Great. Oh yeah, I solve weight problems. Great. That's still not enough, right? So all this detracts the idea of resonance, the effect of resonance. So if we move on, I have my, Acie and I, we come up with our resonance question, because every time we put out content, we say, have I done my best to prove to my audience that I truly understand who they are, their pain, and articulate it in a way that they would articulate it back to me? Which means, are you speaking the language that they speak? Otherwise, you're in a lot of trouble. Right? And we move on to the resonance trifecta, and it always starts with, like, you have to identify the specific person. Acie and I were very spiritual people, and we say the universe rewards specificity. And so if you don't specify, you don't get crap all, right? And so specific problem. Second is, you have to actually solve a real problem, right? You have to actually solve a problem. And third is authentic storytelling. Resonance requires someone who feels they can relate to you and you relate to them. And if you're not real, they kind of see right through that. So this is the underlying trifecta that we created for resonance. And next slide. Resonance is where trust begins. And Acie, you want to take over here and talk about the stats and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. So we'll let all that set with you guys for a little bit, and then we're going to get more into statistics when it comes to actual video production. And I'm going to talk more about the technical aspects of the business and what we do. So I'm just going to pull this window down a little bit. So yeah, these are just some statistics here about why it's important to be transparent and to get loyalty from your client base. I know we spoke earlier about the obstacles and the hurdles that we actually have to jump over in order to like even make ourselves comfortable on camera. So we kind of get the hard work done up front. If we can actually get you completely clear on what your core values are and what you stand in and the message that you get across, then we can just operate exactly from who we are, right? And just being transparent and being authentic, because that's just who we are. We don't have to think about how to be authentic or like what the customer thinks that we should say. We here truly believe in just being who you are. And these stats right here from LinkedIn can prove that not only will you be able to, build a better audience or work with exactly who you want to, you'll be able to actually convert and see some great additions to your bottom line just from being authentic and being clear with your message. And what's also important right now is because we're experiencing what feels like a looming recession, right? Many businesses will always think to cut marketing at this point, but I think this is a mistake, and I'll tell you why. Okay. And it's very common sense. As in the recession, you'll be facing a lot of price objections, right? Especially when there's very little differentiation between yourself and your competitors. Of course, if a customer is faced with two options that appear to be exactly identical or perceived to be identical, which one do you think they'll pick, right? If you're not doing your marketing, you are the same as anyone else. It doesn't matter what your qualifications are. It doesn't matter how long you've been in business. It doesn't matter what your customer service scores are. If you're not articulating any of this stuff, if you're not showing off the work that you're doing, they're always going to pick the cheaper one, right? So while most businesses have actually absolutely no choice than to accept the lower price because they have no marketing, if you can actually put a good branding strategy in with a good content marketing strategy in, most people will go to your Instagram page or your website once they've spoken to you just to see if you're legit, right? Do you have, are you actually a legitimate business, or are you just trying to scam people? And then that's what they go to your website and for your social media for. So you want to make sure, at least, even if you're not drawing leads or even if you're not drawing traffic from your social media, it's something that's there already to demonstrate your expertise, to demonstrate your experience. Once they see all that, and once they see some of the videos that we present a little bit further about our video trifecta, our second trifecta that we're going to present, then you'll see it's going to start to make sense. We here at 9 Mile Creative, personally, we're tired of playing the pricing game with people, and I'm sure you guys are too with your own business. So hopefully you guys will get a lot out of this video trifecta that we're about to present. I don't really need to say much about this slide because the state of online video, we all know that people watch an average of at least 19 hours per week of videos, and it's insane. If you're a parent here, you'll know that this is probably even underestimated. Because kids nowadays are watching even more hours per week. And if you break it down, we're looking at 1 or 2 hours of Netflix a night, scrolling on social media all day, and the different things, the different advertising you see outside. Video is absolutely everywhere right now. Up next, this is our video trifecta. So I'm going to kind of go off camera here a little bit, and I'll just kind of talk a little bit to you folks about the different types of videos and why we decided to kind of make a trifecta and why it kind of makes sense, right? So the three different videos are one of them is short form content and the lead generation ads, right? When we're talking about different types of videos, we talk about the funnel, like the email, the marketing funnel, where we're encountering our audiences. Are they cold? Are they warm? Are they hot clients? And what kind of videos do we want to deliver to them at each stage, right? So actually, maybe I'll share again, and then we'll kind of just take a look at it as I go along, because I think it'll make more sense. But yeah, so we have our short form content and lead generation ads. A lot of the clients that we actually kind of just displayed to you earlier are short form generation and content leads. These are great to capture the eyes and the attention of your audience. And as Tran mentioned too, because we're putting so many out, it becomes an excellent testing strategy as to see what our audience really cares about. Once we find out what they care about, we'll have typically brand and culture videos ready for them at the next stage of the funnel. Typically, these videos will sit on your website, or you can send it out on email blast campaigns. And this identifies your core values and what your company stands in, your missions and your value statements. And then this allows the audience to be able to not only get a chance to be educated about what you do and who you are, but it also gives them an opportunity to align themselves with who you are too. Because it's not just David, we all want to do business with the people that we like. And this is one way to really, really demonstrate that. I think personally, if you can only have one video made, it would be the brand and culture video that sits on your website. especially if you're not ready to test ads yet or anything like that, or the short form content, or if you're not even ready to present yourself on camera, right? This is one video. We can coach you through the video, and it's important for people to be able to connect to that. And the third one, testimonials and social proof, it's extremely important as well. And this is what, I mean, if you're on Amazon and you're looking for something to buy, what's the first section that you typically jump to before you're about to buy a product, right? You typically jump down to the reviews. You want to see what people are saying about it. You want to see how many 5-star reviews are there. And sometimes there's videos there too. Like people make the videos of that, and like the people on Amazon are smart. They've seen that like the people who actually produce the videos of doing like the unboxing videos and the review videos, those really help to close sales. So sometimes they may even like invest and incentivize some of their clients to produce some of these videos for them so that can help them get more sales. Starting with short form and content ads, I know we spoke extensively on this, but just a little bit of strategy here. We want to hook audiences within the first 5 seconds, right? We want to do what's called like pattern interruption, right? We want to cut through the noise a little bit. And by noise, as Tran mentioned, content is abundant right now. There's content absolutely everywhere right now. So yes, everyone knows that they need to be producing content. They need to be producing video, but you don't want to just be adding to that noise, right? So we need to be able to come up with a way to give them a reason to continue watching for the next 5 seconds. Typically they're scrolling, and like if you're not giving them a reason at all, they'll continue scrolling right past you. So you want to narrow down your topic into like very small bite-sized pieces. You want to keep it very value-oriented. You want to keep the videos under 45 seconds, sometimes even under 30 seconds when you're doing short form content and ads at the top of the funnel. And the goal here, and it's important to always set a goal and intention for every piece of content that you produce. The goal here is for your audience to see you often, but to also absorb value with every piece of content. You want to give them a reason to engage further. You want to give them a reason to subscribe and follow. And this is also known nowadays in the video production world as micro content. And it's fantastic because we've developed systems here and efficiencies that helps you like shoot months worth of content within as little as 1 day, like a 1-day shoot, because we're all very busy in our businesses, and we can't always set aside like a whole week to film content. Micro content itself, we find, is excellent for coaches, advisors, and experts. And these are fields where your expertise and knowledge gets you paid, like professional services. The ads are meant to quickly grab the attention and then also to direct them to the desired action that we want them to take. Nowadays, it's not a very successful strategy to put an ad out there and go directly to the sale. Most of the time, people are not ready for that, especially if you have a bit of a higher ticket item that you're trying to sell. So typically, our video will either direct them to a landing page where they can get more information, or a free download, like a lead magnet that they can download to go to the next step. And then we add them to an email campaign where we can continue to give further information, right? It really depends on the funnel and how complicated you want to get with the funnel. But you'll see that if you actually can build a proper funnel, you can actually automate it in a way using video so that you can actually do your marketing in your sleep. And then the different pieces that we're actually going to be talking about further after the short form of content and ads, you'll see are the further pieces that we would put within that funnel. So it's important, like when you're planning your content, I think what a big pain point a lot of people have when they're producing content is, what do I talk about, right? Like the first obstacle is like, am I even qualified to speak on camera? Like, do I sound or look goofy on camera? But once you get past that, it's what do I talk about, right? And these are the questions that you want to ask yourself. It's what topics in my expertise can my clients benefit from immediately? And it's important when we talk about immediately because we need to give value right away to keep them hooked. It's so hard nowadays to kind of keep people engaged, right? This is a common pain point that a lot of marketers and a lot of businesses are facing. So we think about what's the highest value topics that you could talk about right away. And a lot of the times we can actually, draw from our experience in speaking with our clients about what are their frequently asked questions, what are their pain points, what's coming up the most with them. So at the very least, even if you're not getting your marketing done, at least you can buy yourself back time by answering the same questions over and over again in the form of a video, right? You can buy back your time to do more high value activities within your business. How can I speak to them in a way that connects? That's what Tran was talking about earlier when he was talking about articulation, is what type of language is my audience speaking? And how can I use that language to be able to connect with them a little bit closer through my content? You don't want to be speaking at a way above their head kind of level, making yourself sound smart. In the end, that's not going to do yourself or your business any favors. What action do I want my viewer to take? Important, you want to add a call to action at the end of every single video in order to direct them to the next part of the funnel or direct them to the sale. Sometimes in e-commerce sales, that works. You go directly to the sale, you want them to buy, maybe you'll offer a coupon at the end, and then that's all you need to do. And where is my ideal audience? I know we spoke about this earlier, doing the research to find out exactly where your audience is. For example, B2B, you want to go towards LinkedIn more, right? If you want to do more, younger audiences, then you might want to stick more towards Instagram and TikTok in terms of which platform to pick. A brand message, I know we spoke about this a little bit earlier. So the brand message allows you to position yourself uniquely. It focuses completely on your business and personal core values, while your competitors are focusing on things like pricing, products, and features. But what's that? That's all noise. It's more noise, right? We've all seen the same types of commercials over and over and over again. And very rarely will we actually resonate and really remember commercials, right? So if we really take an exercise one day and remember, what are some of the best commercials that we've ever seen in our life, or some of the commercials that we see during, the Super Bowl halftime show, or like throughout the whole Super Bowl, they get very out of the box sometimes with their marketing. And it's great for marketers to watch and absorb this information and see how they're doing it and why they're doing it. We personally here, a lot of marketers should do this, but we tell stories that connect with your target audience, right? So how do we follow and how do we tell the best story arc? And how do we get that from you in order to tell the best story that we can tell? We think it's extremely important because everyone's story is really unique of yourself and your business. The brand message videos encounters warmer audiences typically, right? Once we're driving traffic to the website or to an email campaign, this is where people start seeing the brand message videos. And then the definition of brand awareness is it's all about how well audiences remember your company's identity, message, and presence after seeing your marketing. And typically the brand messages do not go straight to sale. They may go call to action to something else, or they could as well. Get more information, free consultation. These are some of the call to actions that you'll see at the end of a brand message video. Again, just to hammer home the fact that the idea is that we're no longer targeting and chasing everybody, right? We want to be able to resonate and connect with the audience that we want to do work with. We all heard the term of, firing your clients. If you're at that part of your business where you're starting to fire your clients, congratulations, that's a great place to be. But in putting a proper brand message out there, we can actually prevent that problem altogether, that we're just attracting the prospects and the clients that we want to do business with. And we think that's fantastic for not only just business, but your own mental health, your own focus as a business owner. And we like to focus on a lot of the intangibles like that too here at 9 Mile Creative. We want peace for everybody in your business and in your life. And again, it's just the branding starts with your core values, right? I think we touched on this a little bit earlier, and it's important to align your business with what's important to you. Your core company values or your mission statement and your value statement, it not only shapes your company culture, but it also impacts your business strategy as well. It helps you create a sense of purpose for your business, right? It improves team cohesion, and it creates a sense of commitment in the workplace, as well as, helps your bottom line. The transparency, as we talked about the stats earlier, allows your target audience not only to see your core values, but gives them an opportunity to align to them. And alignment between your career and core values just produces satisfaction, happiness, and fulfillment. And a misalignment can cause anything from minor problems to major disruptions, as you can really see. A lot of times, we gloss over companies' mission statements, and we wonder why it's even up there. We wonder if it's just virtue signaling, but it's actually really, really important. Once you set intentions right at the beginning of the outset of your business for all your team to work towards a common mission, right? It just makes decision-making agility so much easier. When you're faced with a dilemma, as in, do I go this way or do I go this way? It's typically best to revert back to your mission statement. It's no, our mission statement is this path does not align to what we want to do, and we're all just going to go this way. It just makes management, it makes leadership, it makes everything, including the marketing, much faster and much easier. I just want to share some of our core values here at 9 Mile Creative. It's collaboration and co-creation. Authenticity and transparency, as you've seen throughout the throughout the presentation, and really just having a really, really good time. We love producing creative products and creative content, and we love co-creation and working together with our clients. And of course, these are the clients that we want to be working with, and it's just a great experience when everyone just creates together. Because I really feel personally, Tran mentioned that we're very spiritual people, and I think life is all about art and who you create it with. And this business is an embodiment of that. Social proof. I talked a little bit about social proof earlier, about the reviews on Amazon. We have techniques here about how to interview a client in order to get the absolute best testimonial, right? Because we're answering the questions that the clients want to have, like what problem are they having? How are they solving my problem? Why should I go with them? And why are they better than other people? These are just some of the things that go into a good testimonial. They're highly effective at discovery and at the point of decision, right? So if you're right at the end and you need that little push to get that sale, a testimonial has been known to be the highest converting type of video. And at discovery too, you want to see what all the hoopla is all about. Why are all these people doing business with this company? Why are they getting like all these great results, right? And that's where the FOMO comes in a little bit. And FOMO is like a new kind of hipster term. It's even a little bit past my time. And it's the fear of missing out, right? And the fear of missing out is an emotional response or the belief that important opportunities are being missed if you're not there. So a really good example of how to implement FOMO marketing is, let's say you have an event, a very big event that you want to run. And, it's your first year running the event. So my suggestion is always get some really cool video done with that event. So even the people who weren't there are going to want to be there next time because they're going to see it and they're going to feel like they missed it. And they're like, oh, I really need to go to the next one. And this will allow you to produce subsequent events that are even more successful, or to have an even subsequent event at all, because sometimes you run an event, it's not that successful, and then that just might be it, right? So we want to make the best out of every opportunity we have and squeeze the juice out of every event or every big job that you have as well. And then again, just hammering home again, have fun experimenting and growing. All the best marketers, whether it's digital advertising, whether it's content marketing, the most important thing is experimentation and testing and adjusting, right? We just want to hammer home that a commitment to authenticity has to be made in order to do what we do. Creativity is truly an expression from within. And we really believe that vulnerability is truly felt by audiences. I know we mentioned, Margaret mentioned earlier about her story about Gary Vee and his story about why he wanted to own the New York Jets and the connection that he had with his mom. That really hits home, right? Because we've all felt that in some way or another, and we can connect with that. And we remember that has cut through the noise. And the key to organic growth, just to, just kind of put that disclaimer out there, it takes time, right, to build a relationship with someone. Just like relationships in life take time, whether it's with friends, coworkers, colleagues, or new relationships. It takes a little bit of time. It also takes trust and authenticity, just what we're doing too. So when we come up with our strategies, they're more longer, medium to longer game kind of strategies, but you can see the results that we've gotten with some of the clients that we've worked with, right? And this comes from staying consistent and staying authentic. And so really, these are just a list of the things that you really need to do. You don't really need much to win. I know a lot of this could be a lot, but it's really just down to the basics, right? If you're really worried about it takes too much gear and lighting and audio and everything to make things work, in certain cases, yes, it really depends on the production that you're trying to put. But nowadays, all you really need is your phone. In fact, sometimes the phones that we have, the newer generation phones, are even better than some of the cameras, even from just a couple of years ago. Focusing on real solutions to problems over production value, because and this is just going back to traditional marketing principles, right? People are getting too fancy nowadays with different types of technology and different testing and different psychological factors, but really going back to the problem that our clients are having and how do we connect with them on that problem and how we demonstrate ourselves as the ideal solution of those problems, like literally marketing 101 since day one. Going back to that, focusing on that in order to solve problems has been very successful for us. Authenticity attracts loyal fans. We always say we get clients, we turn strangers into clients into loyal fans. And what happens is when we have loyal fans, they build a community for us, or we build a community and we allow these loyal fans to interact with each other and to help each other with what they're doing. And a community building, we discussed this earlier too. We can have a whole presentation on community building, but community building itself, especially if you have higher ticket items, is one of my, I'm very intrigued with it in terms of like just being a marketing professional myself. I love the benefits that come from community building. Because once you have a community, your fans basically do your marketing for you. They'll go and tell their friends, their family about all the problems that you've solved for them and why they should join this amazing community that you've created. And then that allows you to take your foot a little bit off the gas of marketing and then to focus on the more higher value, higher fun activities that you want to be doing in your business than having to focus too much on marketing all the time. I'll just wrap it really quick. So we just want everyone to have fun and be creative. That's what we're all about. And these are just the four content. This is the trifecta right here, or the quadfecta. The short form micro content, the brand messages, expressing your core values is important, and then the social proof. And then this is just the stuff that we do here, right? We do sometimes personal brand intensive retreats that we bring people on, and then we can all just produce content together and have a really great time somewhere remote doing it. Coaching and workshops, branding strategy, content production, execution, content-driven growth marketing. And that's us. And that's it.